Hi, my name is John. I want to show you a few things that I do during the winter time. And the first thing I want to show you is my Crocs. These are the only shoes allowed in my lofts. I only wear these shoes in the loft, and when I come in the house I take them off. It's very important because this time of year you're going to go to club functions, you're going to go to auctions, and you're going to go where there's a lot of pigeon flyers. Everybody's loft carries different bacteria and different germs. If you go there with your sneakers and you go there with your shoes on and you're walking amongst all these people, you're bringing home germs to your birds. Even though you don't realize it, you're bringing home some kind of parasite is going to attack your loft. So the first thing you do, get a good pair of Crocs, and that's the only thing you wear in your loft. And we'll take these away and we'll go to our next thing. People talk a lot about Clorox. Clorox is taboo to pigeons. It never will do a pigeon any good that drinks Clorox. In here I have a little over a quart of water. I have 8 eyedroppers in here. 8 eyedroppers of water in this little container. What I do with my water containers, when I take them out of the loft, I dump them out and I spray them outside with this. A couple squirts on the bottom and a couple squirts inside every day. Then they're brought into the house and they're cleaned. And they're wiped out real good, rinsed real good, then they're dried. After they're dried, then I put the water or medication where I'm going to use in the loft. But that's the only time Clorox is used. 8 drops for like a quart and a half. And that's just for cleaning your water pans out. Never ever let them drink it. Then we start on a Sunday. We have a good vitamin here, which is called red cell. I mix a little bit of water in the bottom because red cell is pretty thick stuff. So I don't give it to them straight. I use about a quarter of water and I fill the rest up with red cell. That goes on their feed. And the breeding feed that I use, there's 27 different grains in here. So it's well above 18-19% to raise good young ones. It also has the sheep fat in there and the goat cheese and also a probiotic in the pellet. So it's a very good feed that I use. It's a mixture that I make up. That's very important for when raising youngsters. The next thing the breeders are going to need is a good grit. This is a combination of red grit, white grit, calcium, oyster shell, and a lot of extra charcoal that I put in myself. They got to have that. I give it to them fresh every 2 days. And then it's always good to have a pecking pot around, peck stone. You buy these from anywhere. Everybody sells these. I always have one of these in every section of my loft for the birds. They love it. They peck on it. They eat their grit. Their feed gives them beautiful youngsters. Now when I go to Sunday, this goes on the feed, the red cell. Okay? I put 1 tablespoon per pound of feed. So if I use 2 pounds of feed, I use 2 tablespoons. Then I got a regular Herbots. This is a brewer's yeast and has a few other vitamins, vitamin D, A, K, and all the other things that birds do need. I give them this twice a week. They'll get it on a Sunday and maybe on a Friday. That's twice a week. They'll get this on a Sunday and then the Herbots again. I'll mix either with this oil on a Friday, which is also from Herbots. It's a 5-in-1 oil. It's got garlic oil, cod liver oil, fish oils, and safflower and all kind of different oils in here. These two will be mixed on like a Friday. Wednesday, the breeders do not get outside to get vegetables. All right, some guys give their birds vegetables. I prefer this. I buy this by the 6-pack. It's regular VA juice that I drink myself. What I do, I take 2 tablespoons of this on a Wednesday to the feed. Pour it in the feed. It gives the birds the vitamins and all the nutrients that they need from vegetables. When you feed them this, the youngsters will not have those squiggly marks. When you open their flights will be nice and smooth, nice and shiny, no fret marks, no squigglies. You don't want that in your babies. This takes care of that. This here is Primalac. Everybody knows what this is. I use this 2 days a week. This is apple cider vinegar. This is also used 2 days a week. So I might, if I treat the birds at all, for 2 days after, I'll give them the Primalac. Then 2 days after that, they'll get the apple cider vinegar. So I switch these 2 products twice a week. 2 days of probiotic, 2 days of apple cider vinegar. Now it's very important when you put your breeders together, I do mine at the end of October. I pair a mix of them, and then 3 weeks later, I cell back them. Then the breeders are put in the breeding lofts. The hens on their side, the cocks on their side. I turn on my lights. I leave my lights on till the lights stay on from that time on, from the beginning of October to the end of my season. Then I put my breeders in the breeding pens where they're going to breed at. Cocks one side, hens the other. 2 weeks on the lights usually stimulates them. My floors are heated in my loft, so if it gets cold or snows, naturally I turn the heat on in the loft, and I can keep my loft at 71 degrees, or I can keep my loft at 55 degrees. I find better this time of year to keep the loft about 55 degrees inside. It keeps it nice for breeding. It doesn't get too hot, too much humidity, and it's not too dry. Helps breed beautiful babies. So after I do that, then I start my medication program. They'll get 5 days to 7 days of Arizol for canker. Once they're off of that, they'll get 2 days of probiotic, 2 days of apple cider vinegar. Then I'll start my next. They'll give them 7 days for respiratory. I'll do that. 2 days probiotics, 2 days apple cider vinegar after treatment. Then next I'll treat for coccidiosis. I'll do the same thing for 7 days. I'll treat for coccidiosis. Afterwards, 2 days of probiotic, 2 days of apple cider vinegar. After all I'm done treating for all my medications, then that's all the medications the breeders get till the end of the year again. They're finished. They just get these products here that keeps them healthy. I don't clean the breeding loft. I let the youngsters build up their own good immune system. They get used to it. Let them stay in there, let them walk on the floor and stay in there. My breeding loft I clean out every 2 years. And it builds great bacteria build up, and the birds build their own immunity. Without this immunity, they cannot survive. And also during the breeding season in the wintertime, it's very important, 2 weeks after they lay their eggs, give your breeders a bath. Let them get a bath if you can get them outside. If not, take a spray bottle like so, put it on a fine mist spray, and just give your eggs one little spray psst, 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 on each set of eggs. The eggs need moisture for the babies to hatch properly, because the young ones are inside that shell. The moisture gets them. They actually drink while they're inside that shell a few days before they hatch. So it's very important to keep your eggs during getting ready to hatch 14 to 16, 17 days in that area. If the moisture is not correct in your loft and your birds don't get a bath to moisten the eggs, you get one little spray bottle of water, give them a couple squirts, and that'll secure. You'll get a good hatch, nobody be dying in the egg, and all your youngsters will hatch. That's about all I have to say for today, and next time we'll talk about some systems that I'm trying out inside the loft. I'll show you some good things and some good tricks, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for listening.